It's been 3 months since Tess won the first prize in the 2018 Redress Design Award. Her prize was to design a sustainable collection for the label The Art Collective and her mission to take it to market. Now, has she been able to do this? Let's find out. Hey Tess! Hi! This is so exciting!
Yeah, it's insane.
Oh my god, so it's only been 3 months since you won and already we're here at the photo shoot for your collection. How has the journey been?
Pretty stressful. Like, there's been a lot of challenges, but I've learnt so much. It's been a pretty full-on 3 months.
The Redress Design Award 2018 with the Art Collective goes to Tess Whitford. Tess won because her technique is very, very well done, and also her style is very original.
Really excited about my journey ahead with the Art Collective, and it'll be so fantastic to have so much guidance on that journey to making my first commercial collection. Yeah.
Our last collection is in Crawford.
Oh, cool. The next day, straight after the finals, we had our first design meeting.
With the Art Collective, we are doing 6 capsules this year, and yours is actually the first one. The Art Collective is started by Christina Dean, who's also the owner of Redress, and is a fashion label that is all about upcycling. What you doing today, Christina?
Going to be a model.
I would say the reason why we have to work extra hard is because we really try to stay away from making waste look like waste. It has to be extra luxurious.
What's kind of your vision for this collection?
We're thinking about doing a 6 to 7 piece collection. We want to make sure all the pieces could be mix and match with the client's own wardrobe as well. So nothing too crazy, nothing too dated. Definitely timeless is our key.
I've always done more artistic, edgy kind of collections, so it's quite a different target audience. So what's the timeline for this collection?
We're aiming to launch in February, which means all the samples needs to be done by November.
That's pretty tight. It's a short timeline.
Yes.
I think it's going to be very challenging.
Oh, she's got some hard, brutal work to do. She's going to be working non-stop.
So I started designing while I was in Melbourne. The starting point was thinking about ways of incorporating my style with the Art Collective brand. So it's all about streetwear in a refined, wearable context. I was communicating with the Art Collective, so I was emailing them sketches, and then at the same time that we were looking at the textile waste that was available and selecting things that were appropriate for the designs. So my collection's being produced by TL. Most of the textile waste that we're using is sourced from the factory in Bangkok, industry end-of-roll fabrics that other brands have over-ordered or have been left with excess inventory. So we're taking that and repurposing it into something desirable. So all of this is available textile waste?
Yep.
That one as well?
Yes, same.
All right. Cool.
The fashion industry produces an estimated 400 billion square meters of fabric every year. And for various reasons, up to 15% of this is wasted during the manufacturing process. One of the main culprits is waste left over after the pattern is cut. Zero waste design eliminates this problem by creating a design and pattern that uses 100% of the fabric markup. But to achieve this, a great deal of thought and planning is required in the design stage.
This could be quite cool for the jumpsuit, actually. Do we know the width?
58.
So that'll work well, because the widths need to be the same to do the zero waste pattern.
Okay.
Yeah, that should be good. All right, what else have we got? With the zero waste pattern cutting, I think it requires working within parameters that are set by the techniques and materials that are available.
I'm thinking about using this fabric for the pants. It's got like a little bit of texture through it, which is quite nice. The content isn't ideal. I'd like always prefer to use natural fibers, but with working with textile waste, we kind of have to work with what we've got. This is cool. I like the color. Is this cotton?
Yes.
Nice.
I think the consumer will like it.
It is a little bit rough, but I think in like an oversized t-shirt, it'll be okay. Yeah, I think this will be really cool. Okay, we have some fabrics. It's a good start.
I only had a couple of weeks to actually design the collection. I am like a fresh graduate. I've never created a collection for manufacture before, so I was still quite worried that, we weren't going to meet deadlines. I did feel a little bit stressed. The team from TAL came to us in Hong Kong and we viewed the first samples. We were kind of looking at the samples and we're like, oh, they look fantastic.
It's nice, huh?
Yeah, super nice.
Trying them on the model and they were fitting really well.
I'm all about pockets.
But once we look at the pattern, it's not zero waste. We realized that the samples were not zero waste.
We actually opened up the markers and realized that they'd just conventionally pattern cut them according to the sketch and the measurements that we'd provided.
Zero waste is so new. I think factories just have a very systematic way of doing things. They immediately, think in their head like, okay, how do I transform this sketch into a sample? They don't expect you to give them how to draw the pattern.
So I think we need to go a bit more detailed style by style.
So you need to cut where? Where's the cutting point?
This should probably be a dotted line, that's a fold.
Okay,
That's a
fold.
fold line.
You need to work on the pattern. Because you don't give them more specific measurements, then it's very hard for them to work.
It's really difficult to alter conventional patterns to zero waste. We kind of have to start from zero again. When I first arrived back in Bangkok, I then created the whole zero waste pattern marker and did the whole layout with multiple sizes. And I think from there they did understand the concept more, letting go of those sort of rigid rules that are usually applied to pattern cutting.
What did we change? This wasn't zero waste, so we developed the zero waste pattern. We made it longer, and now we're going to see it in the actual fabric.
Yeah, in the khaki.
Exciting.
The team at TAL turned out to be just like so helpful. Their sort of technical knowledge and ability to problem solve was really valuable.
Flat pocket.
開返落嚟係啊 She said you can even do a flap for SS, like the leftovers.
I think as long as we get the shell right, then we can play with the details.
Yeah, she gets it. I think with the zero waste technique, it was something very new for them, but once they get it, it was a lot quicker than us doing it.
Can we cut like this on one of the 1.5 yards and then this on the other?
Can do, but very, very difficult.
They also use a lot of computer to do the calculation, which we don't know how to do. So I think there's definitely an advantage there of working with someone like TAL.
In just 1 week, it really turned around.
They've done a good job though.
Oh, they've done a really good job.
The samples looked really good and zero waste patterns were working, so I felt pretty good about it by the time we left.
Today we're doing the photo shoot for Tessa's collection because now the samples are done. Now is like really thinking about how to market it.
It's nice to have lines because of the weave of the shirt.
With sustainable fashion, the way you market it is different because you have to explain the story behind each product.
That's good.
Yeah, perfect.
Yeah, these are cool. Okay, change. So what do you think about the collection?
I'm really happy with it. It's kind of a product of like the textile waste that we're working with, like the zero waste patterns and combining like my style with the art collective.
Yeah.
So what we've ended up with is a good mix.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I really like it. I think it keeps the art collective aesthetic and also put a little bit of test in it. Beautiful. Very proud of it.
But to secure a buyer is very, very difficult.
Biggest thing I've learned is it's really important for us to actually integrate sustainable techniques into the fashion industry as it is today, rather than thinking of sustainable design as a bit more of a niche. We need to look at ways of making sustainable fashion profitable and applicable to all aspects of the fashion industries.
We have now learned how important it is for designers and manufacturers to work together to lessen the impact that fashion has on the environment. And we as the consumers are the last piece of the puzzle. And it's easy to get started. We can swap clothes with our friends, we can ask more questions to the brands we buy from, we can invest in timeless pieces that we'll love and cherish forever, and of course we can support sustainable fashion designers in their fight for a brighter future for fashion.